I'm Leo London, welcome back to my channel, and this is the combo video for the deck profile I posted earlier. The link for this deck profile will be in the description. I do have budget alternative for some of the more expensive cards. But yeah, the brain, very big, the power ceiling, very high, and you have a lot of choices, a lot of options. You can play through Ash Blossoms, all that kind of stuff. I love this deck. I spent a lot of time working on it. And you would have already seen some of these combos if you're part of the Facebook groups, Yugi Leo, just community of players dedicated to Pendulum Magician, trying to get as best we can, help everybody grow and get better. And if you want to support the channel, you can check out Patreon. I just started it up to get more giveaways and prizes for our Switch tournaments for the channel. So let me know what you think. If you need help, post in the Facebook group, and we should be able to help you.
Being ashed like this. So first we activate Magician's Souls, which will send Mighty Master of Magic to the graveyard. We normal summon the Harmonizing Magician and then perform a Link Summon. Out comes Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber will special summon out the Tuning Magician. We'll Link Summon them away. For our Selene, and then we have 3 counters on Selene. We activate Selene's effect and special summon Mighty Master. We then activate Tuning Magician's effect, special summon herself. Synchro Summon, sending Mighty Master back to the extra deck. Attach Hulky Fibrax to Warlord Savage Dragon. We then use Oath Dragon Magician's effect to return the Harmonizing Magician to our hand. Now normally we would use Selene's effect to get the Mighty Master after we've Pendulum summoned out the Zhang Shang Magician, but because he's been Synchro Summoned, he's no longer in the graveyard, he's face up in the extra deck, which means we get to use him twice. So we Pendulum Summon, out comes the Mighty Master, out comes the Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing Magician searches the same Magician as before. I'm trying to keep as much of the new deck secret. There are a lot of new cards, obviously. We then lay over into the Absolute Dragon. We then again Link Summon, just like always, into the Cross Sheep. That would also get us the Vortex Dragon. Vortex Dragon can summon out the Magician's Souls. You can use Magician's Souls effect, send Hulky Fibrax to the graveyard, draw 1 with its effect. Okay, we're gonna, this card doesn't matter too much, whatever we draw, but we would Link Summon back into the Selene. Well, a new Selene, I should say. You can put her here. And then, yeah, that's it. Theoretically, we could spend the 3 counters on Selene again and special summon out perform Past Celestial Magician, activate that effect, and then Xyz over into Time Star Magician. There is another level 8 in here that I don't want to reveal just yet, but yeah. So that is with my Spell Power Mastery being ashed, and with, you might call it a brick hand. I don't think it was even, no, it was him that was, yeah, it was my hand that was like this. Maybe I got to use Pendulum Call to get them. I can't remember exactly, but that's when I just started winging it, and this is what I came up with after being, yeah, cut off mid-combo. Still ending on 2 Omni Negates with scraps in my hand. So from this hand here, we're going to put up an entire board of negations, and during this, you'll see why Souls is so important. I use its draw effect and its ability to send Mighty Master to the graveyard for great benefit. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Souls is a linchpin in this deck. You need at least one, because you can search it with Time Star. And if you get into a jam, that's how you can put the Mighty Master in the graveyard. So we start by reactivating the Servant. We activate the Star Pendulum. Now this is definitely a suboptimal hand. It's not the greatest. And we're still going to end on several negations. We're going to activate Magician Souls. We're going to send Mighty Master to the graveyard. We then normal summon our Harmonized Magician and link summon. Oops. Into the Halki Fibrax. Halki Fibrax brings out the Tuning Magician. Star Pendulum Graph will add Oath Dragon Magician to the hand. We will not scale that yet. We scale the Chronograph Sorcerer. We use its effect. Summon the Time Gazer. From there, we scale the Oath Dragon, putting our third counter on the Servant. We then link summon up into Selene. 1, 2, 3 spells, which is the perfect number to activate Selene's effect and bring out Mighty Master. From there, we perform our first Synchro Summon, sending Mighty Master to the extra deck, Tuning Magician to the graveyard. Bringing out our Borreload Savage Dragon, and if you don't have Savage Dragon, just another, your level 8 Synchro, whatever it might be. We then bring out our Jackal King. Now this part is unfortunate as we're just linking him off to go into our second copy of Selene. Now this was risky, but we have to do it. We use those 3. We bring back the Magician's Souls. We activate its effect, 1 and 2. Send them, and we draw these 2 cards. Duelist Alliance was the one that was important. I don't actually remember what the other one was, but Duelist Alliance. I activate that. I add the Pendulum Call. I activate Pendulum Call. I add the Celestial Magician and the Harmonizing Magician to my hand. I don't want this on the field anymore, so we link into Daybreaker. We then Pendulum. Harmonizing his effect. You can choose either level 7 Magician we Xyz. I guess Daybreaker would go up to 2 counters. It's not really important though. Into the Absolute. We link. Into the Selene. Oh, sorry. We link into the Cross Sheep, which gives us our Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Cross Sheep's effect will activate. We'll bring back the Magician's Souls. We then go into our last copy of Selene. Yes, for the first time as I can recall, I go through all 3 copies in one turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 copies of Selene, of spell cards. I was going to say 6 copies of Selene. I wish. For 6 counters on our Selene. We use Oath Dragon Magician's effect to add Time Star Magician to our hand. We use Selene's effect, special summon the Time Star, Synchro Summon. Now here we have a lot of options. It depends on what our opponent is doing. We can either go into the F.A. Dawn Dragster, if we're more worried about spell cards, the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and that's what we're going to go with this time because I prefer it. And then you'll activate the Tuning Magician's effect. Don't do this in game 3 because you will lose life points and your opponent will gain life points. However, you don't have to worry about this when you bring it into effect off of Needle Fiber. So just don't use it after that if it's game 3. We Synchro Summon again. You'll have to banish the Tuning Magician and Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. We'll bring out Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and then when we pass turn, we either wait for them to cast a spell to put more counters on, or just immediately bring out the Endymion at our first opportunity. We probably let a spell go through, and once we do get those extra counters on the Jackal King, we bring out the Endymion on the opposing team. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go over a more bricky hand. Suboptimal. No scales, really. You know, the Noble Dragon. So let's go through it. My opponent ended up not having Ash Blossom, so I was fairly lucky that way, and I'm going to show you how I knew that. So I activated the Servant. I activated the Providence. That searched out Oracle. I activate the Oracle. That searches out Zephyr. Put my second counter. Activate the Duelist Alliance. Find the pen call. Now at this point, I discard a Noble Dragon to activate the pen call. Put 2 more counters on. Low scale, Oath Dragon, always. High scale, Performer Power, Celestial Magician. Just taking this out for next. I use my normal summon.
into Celine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oath Dragon, get this back. Now we Pendulum. And we actually get, we have some options. You could go for Savage Dragon if you want, but let's just assume I didn't have Savage Dragon. You get the Time Star Magician, or Time Gazer Magician. Then I Synchro. Time Gazer gets banished. Dragster. I use Celine here. Bring back tuning. Synchro. Now doing that will activate Oracle of Zephyr's secondary effect and allow me to pick a card in the deck and put it at the top. So I get to choose what I draw next turn. So, sure, I'll take Mighty Master. Put that on top. That's another reason why the Oracle of Zephyr is better. Activate tuning. Now again, you have the option. You could go to Savage Dragon, but I'm just gonna go to Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon because I want to. But in the actual match, I believe I used the Harmonizing to actually make Savage Dragon. And then, I forgot, when you Pendulum summoned the Sephiroth, you added the Divine Strike. You set the Divine Strike, and there you go. Omni Negate, another negate that you want, either the Dragster, the Clear Wing, or the Warlord Savage, and then the Crystal Wing on top of the Jackal King. All off a fairly odd hand, no souls, no vortex play, nothing like that. So still potentially two Omni Negates. Okay, one more hand. This one went really well to activate Spell Power Mastery. Now if it got ashed here, it's actually totally fine. You just play without the Jackal King. You still have your Omni Negates ready to go. Servant, Zephyr Providence. You know what comes next. Oracle. Oracle adds the Zephyr Nui. Blue slides. Out comes the Jackal King. Yeah. You activate the Duelist Lines to add the Star Pendulum Graph, then summon out the Jackal King. Don't get carried away now like I am. Activate the Star Pendulum, put those 3 counters up on the Jackal King. Now you know you're safe. Scale, scale. That's 5, up to 6, and then 7. Lots of counters on our boy here. We activate the Wisdom Eye Magician to put the #1 high scale in existence, Reformer Pal Celestial Magician, in this scale to protect our Synchro monsters later. That will also activate the Star Pendulum Graph, adding the Harmonizing Magician to my hand. We then normal summon and link summon. Into our Link 2 Halki Fibrax, which will bring out our Tuning Magician. We then actually, I think we're gonna leave that for this one. No, we're not. For the Celine, and I think there's 5, right? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, okay. Seven and 7. we add Oath Dragon Magician. Well, we don't add Oath Dragon Magician. We use Oath Dragon Magician's effect to add Harmonizing Magician. We Pendulum Summon. Out comes Zephyr Nui, Harmonizing Magician, and then Wisdom Eye Magician, and then you can decide which chain is more important to you. In this case, it's definitely the Zephyr Nui, so you make chain 1, chain 2, because if they ash this, you can still make Savage Dragon, and then you still get Divine Strike. That's 2 Omni Negates, plus you're going to be able to Synchro Summon with this up into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon if he hits you now. But if he hasn't hit you by now, he probably doesn't have it. Yeah. So there is the level 7, and there is the Divine Strike, which we will then set. We then X these. Into Time Star. We detach. For Time Star's effect, we add the Magician's Souls. Now we're actually going to use Celine's effect now. 1, taking this down to 4, to summon Tuning Magician. We then Synchro Summon into our level 7. We then activate Magician's Souls. Sending Mighty Master. We then take these away again. Use that effect, get that brand new Mighty Master, get it out of there. Xyz. You know this play. Classic. Well, it's not classic, but you know what I mean. Everyone knows it by now. Link Summon into our Cross Sheep, which will special summon our Odd Eyes, which will special summon our Harmonizing Magician. We then activate Tuning Magician's effect in Grave to special summon itself. We then Link Summon, which will banish your Tuning Magician, unfortunately, into our final copy of Celine. We'll just put the 4 on it because we're going to use that effect immediately. Bring out your Wisdom Eye Magician. We then Synchro. Into your level 8, like whatever it is. If you have Savage Dragon, do that. If not, you know, your whatever it is, Enlightenment Paladin, maybe your Omega, whatever it is. And then boom, 3 Omni Negates between the Vortex Dragon, the Savage Dragon, and the Divine Strike. You're immune. You can hit Dark Ruler no more, and you're safe. Spell and Trap, Monster Effect. Of course, this could be Spell and Trap again if you wanted to. You can make this level 7 whatever you wanted. And then you would pass turn, and once they enter their main phase, take away your counters. And boom, you are at full board. And if your opponent manages to destroy your Dawn Dragster, you would activate Perform Pal Celestial Magician's effect, get to put it back. Perform Pal Celestial Magician would blow up. Star Pendulum Graph would trigger. You would get Wisdom Eye back to your hand. And yeah, by the way, if they destroy it, if you negate and then they destroy it and then you bring it back, you're allowed to use that negation again. Don't forget that.
yeah, that's full combo. That's one version of full combo. You just have to learn your paths. Whenever you see Zephyr Nui, you can see it as Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Same with Chronograph Sorcerer. You have so many options with this deck, so many paths to take. You just have to know them all and know which pieces make what and when to use them and when they go where. Yeah. Let me know how the deck works out for you guys. If you come up with cool combos, let me know. If you add spice, let me know. But that's it.